Bob, keep talking to the people. They might never hear your voice again. Keep talking to them for a little while until you're cool, man.
Well, it's to the people have a voice inside of them that talk to them, you know. That is a voice that these people must listen to. Because in everything you're going to do, there's a wrong way and a right way. And if you listen good, you will know the right way. And if you listen good, you will know the right way. And if you listen good, you will know the right way.
How to make $1 out of 15 cents. You knew this podcast was coming, man. You know I had to describe it for my people on the R&G. You know what I'm saying? To make sure you understand exactly what I was trying to produce, what I've written for everyone. Now, the book, let me be as blunt as possible. A lot of you cats you see the R&G and you think that I wrote a book similar to the Rise and Grind. It is, but in typical Rise and Grind fashion, I'm not going to waste a lot of your time giving you something that does not set the road, you know what I'm saying? Puts the breadcrumbs on the ground, tell you really how to get out of this game. This book right here, How to Make $1 Out of 15 Cents, is the book that if some of you cats are standing next to, it's the book that I give to my nephew. It's the same angles I give to them. In other words, here's the complete way out of the game. 100%, no bullshit, I don't care where you happen to be at this moment in your life. I don't care, you know what I'm saying, where you happen to live. You know what I'm saying, this is the way out of the game. If you can do these things, I guarantee you in maybe 3 to 5 years, depending on your hustle and how hard you push, you can be debt free with chips coming in, and you can do what the hell you want. See, a lot of cats think I'm telling them what to do. I'm telling you what to do so you can get to what you really want to do. Because everything in the book is basic. The way you approach the game, the way you approach saving, the way you approach buying houses, cars, the way you approach rental properties, the way you approach business. I got to give you the theory, I got to give you the direction to the hustle so that you can actually execute the hustle. Let me say this up front. When I put in there in the book, these are recommendations. They're recommendations, young homie. They are not rules that have to be 100% done the way I set them. They will be done according to your means. You understand what I mean? Where you are. So if I say get a Toyota Camry, but you can get a Corolla, get it. If I say to get don't get a house, get a house, a single family house, and you get a condo and it works, get it. Everything I do on the Rise and Grind is to point you cats in a direction. It's not to tell you it has to be done this way. Everything I do on the Rise and Grind is up to your personal interpretation. I haven't lived where some of you cats live, but I'm trying to develop your hustle skills so you can say, the Cat Freeman pointed me in this direction. I see it, but you know what? He says get something at 65 or 50. I actually see him where I'm at 25. Young homie, pull the trigger. You understand what I'm saying? So when I wrote this book, it's a way out of the game. So in typical Rise and Grind fashion, in typical $1.15 fashion, I got to tell you what the suckers are going to say first, because it's just the way I think about the game in general. You always have to start out by thinking about all the bullshit excuses that people give in life. You know what I mean? And why they're going to discourage you. And you have to rule them out. They got that pros and cons list. You know what I'm saying? I don't really have no cons because I consider the cons to be what the suckers think about. But I rule all that sucker shit out early. So I like to knock it down. You're going to have some people saying, the way Freeman set up the book, it's like he wants you to be super disciplined and, you know what I'm saying, and live within your means. I'm not saying any shit like that, young homie. I'm telling you that you can do both. We can make smart decisions with our money, and we can have extra money. If you decide to buy a car that your boys cost $800 a month, you got yours for $300. You got $500 to go trick, blow, do what the hell you want to do with it. Same money, homie. I don't care what you do. It's making the right decisions. You know what I'm saying? Since we aren't really buying the Bentley or Nosh that we really want, then why the hell are we acting like these other cars will do? We really want to get to the top. So for a lot of you cats, it might be seen as, this is unrealistic. No cat can do this. it's realistic, homie, and you just don't like sacrifice at all, because I'm not even telling you to sacrifice in the book. I think that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? We got to get our hustle game up. We got to know what to do. Secondly, I'm sure I'm going to get some sucker shit from the people who think they know a better way. And all I can say to you about life, homie, because I'm a little bit older than you cats, there's a lot of people who knew better than me. None of them have done better than me. A lot of motherfuckers know the way out. A lot of people know what they should be doing, how they should be doing it. But they never fucking execute. They never do it. Right? You're going to have people say, well, I wouldn't do that, man, because you know I can't live that way. And then this sucker ass going to be in debt for the next 30 years, paying 3 times his house in the mortgage. You know what I'm saying? I got a 401k, Freeman. I wouldn't do the bonds and everything. And this sucker ass ain't going to touch his money for fucking 40 years. I wouldn't do that, Freeman, because you know when you dealing with people with rental properties, I wouldn't do that, Freeman. In other words, man, there's going to be a lot of people. It's like all the shit I told you on Rise and Grind over the last couple of years, young homie. There's going to be a lot of people who think they know better because they've been reading that bullshit education and they like to quote it. They like to keep quoting what they read in Forbes magazines. They like to quote what they read and all this shit, knowing that they ain't even going to try it and they ain't going to do it. We not going to be the dudes, the cats, the people, my folk here, who love to read shit and never execute, who love to tell motherfuckers what they should invest in and never invest in shit. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to put out that sucker ass book. I didn't want to come at you. Believe me, when I say this is the shit I wish I would have had when I was 17, because I was already on it. This is the book, homie. This is the straight to the point, no fluff, no bullshit, no, introduction to bullshit, no nothing. I didn't waste a lot of time. The book is not 3,000 pages. You know what I'm saying? I'm not wasting your time doing that shit because I want to give you the raw. Open it up. Lesson 1, let the game begin, homie. That's what I wanted to do. That's probably the way I talk, the way I do everything with everyone. Short bursts of information. Are we going to do it or not, man? Fuck all the dumb shit. So, when you pick up this book, for the majority of you cats, first of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who picked it up already. Because I'm getting a lot of good feedback. And you never know. I never know when I put the shit out here how y'all going to react to the information. You know what I mean? Some of you cats are philosophical and you're trying to find the double meanings, and there are none. Some of you cats don't understand because you haven't reached that level yet. You will get there, homie. It's natural. You will mature to that point if you haven't got it yet. You know what I mean? And some cats, you know what I'm saying, they had expectations that I was going to, be the Donald Goins to the chip game, homie. And I don't do that shit. When I get on the Rise and Grind, when I put anything out, man, it's to tell you the straight truth so you can get on your way, homie, to building your empire. None of that shit. None of that life coach shit. Motivational speaker shit. None of that, when you walk into church and the motherfuckers say, are we feeling good today? None of that comedians, hey, we got a good crowd today. I ain't warming you up, homie. We come out blasting. I don't do any of that dumb shit when I try to talk about money. So, for all the people who got the book, I really appreciate it. For those who are sitting on the fence listening to this podcast, it's a shame. I had to put out the podcast to convince you, but you know what? I can't be lazy to trying to get you to pay for something. I can't tell you to be disciplined to this shit if I don't go the extra mile to tell you that what I've written is the way out. What I put together is the way out. Young homie, I don't care if you never went to college. I don't care if you never graduated from high school. This is the way. When I sit down and write these articles or put out these podcasts, there's a specific thing, a vision I have in my head and a point that I want to get across. When I sat down for this book, I sat down thinking step 1, step 2, step 3 through step 6. What is it that I need these cats to know? What do I need them to execute on? And that's what I written. And I promise you, homie, bar none, go walk into any other motherfucking self-help book in your life, and none of them ever gave you the straight shit. They refuse to. They got some fag shit going in that angle. I don't want to do that shit. I don't want to tell you have to feel good or you have to learn something. You don't. The game is simple. Motherfuckers with eggheads have complicated the chips to the point where you second guess whether you can go do something for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You listening to motherfuckers who lie about how they came up. You listening to motherfuckers who told you that when they first started they did this. You listening to motherfuckers who tell you that they had a, you know, not to jump on Kiyosaki, rich dad, poor dad, but he didn't start his hustle till he was 40. If his motherfucking dad laced him at 20, what was the 20-year wait about? You know what I'm saying? If you gonna lace me with the chip game early, I ain't gonna wait 20 years to execute the shit. What, am I fucking retarded? So when I wrote this book, homie, it's not for you to sit on and say it was a good read. It's not for you to, you know what I'm saying, add knowledge to your head and say, oh man, you know what? Now I feel a little bit more empowered. Fuck the word empowered. Those churchy ass words. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in none of that shit. What I put together for you, young homie, is the truth. You understand what I mean? The way out of this game. And when I say the way out of this game, I mean it to the point of saying, I don't care what the fuck you do after you get those 6 things done. Go ball, go trick, go sell yachts, go kill sharks, homie. I don't give a fuck what you do after those 6. I'm telling you, if this was part of your manhood, if I could put this shit in front of every young kid, I would. Get out the game, execute these steps, do what the hell you want for the rest of your life. Your family is good, you're good, you don't have to work for nobody no more. You're making chips. When you think about businesses, open up one of these. When you think about going to school, do it for this reason. When you think about savings, this is how the shit flips. When you think about buying a car, this is why we're buying it. When you think about buying the properties, this is why we're using it for now and going to use it for another reason later. You understand what I'm saying? I wanted to make sure you guys had it. That's why I wrote it. That's why a lot of cats, and I'll say this early, any corrections you see, send the corrections at $15.com. All right? Because I wasn't so worried about an editor. It should be some typos, but I could fix those. But I wasn't so worried about it. I was trying to get an editor. Motherfuckers want to charge me an arm and a leg. Shit, when I know my people out here can read it. They used to seeing me talk about it. You used to being on the R&G all this time. You used to hearing me say it. So it ain't no typo in your head. You're going to see right through it. A lot of you cats have been able to see it despite the typos, which I said will be corrected. Corrections at $15.com. But the thing I want you to know, because a lot of times I don't tell you why I'm doing something, because we're building something. I'm trying to build your mentality up. The reason why I wrote this book is for you to have all that you need. We might not all be around each other forever, homie. I mean, I'm not saying that as a threat, like I want to quit the game. I'm not quitting anytime soon. But just much more of, man, life takes you in different places, young homie. Life puts you in different arenas. You know what I'm saying? And you start being around sucker shit, you start to believe the sucker shit. And if you don't have no base, it's like when you have a family. I grew up in a family, disciplined family. So when I went around the sucker shit, motherfuckers smoking weed, drinking, tricking, I couldn't be down with it because I had a base in my head of how I should be as a man, of how I should carry myself, how the Freemans are in public that let me stand amongst the tricks. I'm giving you that basis when all the trick shit comes. And none of them, don't get me wrong, I'm very confident someone will come along and say, he could have talked about this, he could have talked about this, he could have talked about this, but I motherfucking didn't because it ain't important. You know what I'm saying? I had to write the basis. Homie, I had to give you the foundation to the hustle. I had to make sure you know you can do all this shit without going the way that everyone else is telling you has to be done. You can have more money than them. You know what I'm saying? Not in that sucker shit driving around in Lamborghini shit. I ain't motherfuckers selling you dreams when they putting that bullshit in front of your hustle. Homie, they selling you Lamborghini dreams. Telling you, don't you want to look like me? Don't you want to be out here like me? I ain't doing all that commercial propaganda shit. It ain't hard for me to put up a picture of a Lamborghini or something on the front of my motherfucking book and tell you that that's what the chip game is about. It ain't. It's about you not having to work for anybody and having the freedom to do what the fuck you want. Right? If we get this shit squared away, you can do what you want, young homie. And that's why this book is written. Because all I wanted to do was the fuck I want. That's still what I desire to do. So if I desire to go to Fiji and open up a resort, so be it. But at least I didn't have to worry about checking in to work tomorrow. I didn't have to get it cleared by a whole bunch of punk bitches who didn't want me to go. You understand what I'm saying? This is the hustle. This is what I gave you the raw. Now, what you do after we spank it down and put it on the street is your shit, homie. But the thing I'm telling you is I gave you the raw. A lot of cats are going to come around. That's why I don't like all those motivational books, because the motherfuckers never tell you a damn thing about how to do something. Motherfuckers want me to learn the 4 C's of, what the fuck this 4-H club, 4-leaf clover shit when we talking about money. Because they coming to you with philosophy, not with the raw, not with the angle, not with the game, not with the crumbs to the loaf of bread. Fuck the crumbs on the ground. You understand what I mean? The complete get out of hell free card, homie. That's what how to make $1 out of 15 cents is. You gotta understand. This is the book. If you were sitting next to me and we only had 5 minutes to talk, we're on an airplane, and you never see my ass again, I would spit the same shit I put in that book. Guaranteed. Look, young homie, you got that knack. You should think about this. Get those shit squared away, and I swear to God, homie, you can go do what the fuck you want in this life. Square this shit away. Some of you cats are going to read this book and say, well, you know, Freeman, I'm in New York, I'm in LA, some of the things don't apply to me. They do. You just trying to say, how can I have it all? Which I told you, we got to make a decision. How can I have it all? How can I live in Manhattan, right? But, you know, don't have to work for living in Manhattan. I don't know, motherfucker. Play the lottery on that shit. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Go for the, what is that? Powerball? I don't know that. Man, fucking play Powerball, homie. You know what I'm saying? Do that shit. But if you really want to know, and you really wanted a plan on how to get out this game, how to make $1 out of 15 cents is it. Guaranteed. If you send me an email saying, how does it apply to this zip code where I live, I'll pull this shit up and send you an email back and say, I will go after this first for this reason. I will go after this second for this reason. This shit seems to be able to bubble on this corner for this reason. I wanted to make sure that I convince you. I'm not so worried. Let me be brutally honest. A lot of you cats have already paid for the book, and I appreciate it. A lot of you cats are sitting on the fences. I'm not going to be rich asking everybody on the rise and grind to buy the book. So don't think of me saying, hey, you know what, I got to get all my people on the rise and grind to buy the book. It just ain't enough money with the people following me for me to have that shit happen. I got to push the product. I got to get on the street. I got to make this shit happen. So when you hear me talking on this podcast, it's because y'all been rolling with me for so long, I got to talk to you directly. Everybody else, I ain't going to talk to them directly. I'm going to go about it in a different fashion. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see some shit already. You've seen it with the podcast I put up. Some of y'all disappointed that I use this kind of cat, whether it's Boss Mac or anyone else. But you know I'm pushing the product, homie. I always try to tell you there's a Daniel Freeman that you want me to be, and there's a motherfucker who grew up in Compton. You usually hear the cat from Compton on the radio on this podcast. But if you saw me on the street, I'm clean cut, homie. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no keloids, no bumps on my face, homie. I'm shiny as a brand new baby on these streets when I talk. But for you cats, because y'all been rolling with me, you know what I'm saying? I give you the raw, what I was thinking, why I attacked this shit, why I even participate in this sucker shit, because I'm trying to get my motherfucking money right. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all the dumb shit. These dudes ain't a threat. Dudes talking like little girls on the street, want to tell you what they did, how they could do it, and never did it. You talking to a cat, you listening to a cat that has done it. Verified, certified, from the same streets in Compton over to motherfucking Manhattan. No bullshit. I didn't sing for it, tap dance for it, homie. I didn't do any of that shit. Same streets of Baltimore, Philadelphia, Miami, Oakland. I was there. Verified, certified. Motherfuckers will come to testify on my behalf that I was doing it. So when you read this book, I want you to remember one thing. I gave you the way. Execute the plan, young homie. Take your time. Execute the plan. Do one step at a time. I promise you, I guarantee it on my mother's life that this is it. No flaw in the game. No holes in the execution. No nothing. Straight raw. I wanted you to get the way out. When I talk on the RNG, homie, I'm telling you the way out. I don't want you to work forever, because I don't motherfucking want to work forever. That's not what God sent me here to do. To be typing up and sending out other bitches shit. I ain't that dude. Never was that kind of cat. So think about it. How to make $1 out of 15 cents for you cats who don't know $15.com. For a lot of you cats who already bought the book, go ahead and hit the like button on the Facebook. Follow me on Twitter. All of this shit is facebook.com/$15 spelled out. Twitter.com/$15 spelled out. The reason why this podcast is so late is because I've been sick for 5 days. I've been pushing books like you wouldn't believe in areas you wouldn't believe. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make shit happen. So this is the official, you know what I'm saying, me selling the book to you. You're going to pick up 1,000,000 books, none of them going to work. You could pick up this book and this shit will work. How to make $1 out of 15 cents, $15.com. If you haven't bought it, what are you waiting for? If you have bought it, tell a motherfucking friend. Let's build each other. Let's make sure the cats know the information. And lastly, I want to say one thing to you cats. Nothing works until we try it. We are unable to understand if you're going to be able to balance on a bike by looking at the motherfucker. Until we start executing the damn things in the book, until we try, none of them. This is why I'm looking forward to the challenges, to the hustle, because I know everyone who's coming against me, they don't even own their motherfucking house. They never ran a business. They don't know nothing about this chip game. They lying. Motherfuckers been watching Susie Orman coming back to me on some old shit about how they can't buy a Cartier watch. Sit your trick ass down. Asking the old white lady on TV why I can't go tricking. Something wrong with motherfuckers who ask that lady on TV, can I go tricking please? On point. How to make $1 out of 15 cents. $15.com. Pick it up, young homie. Even if you're not going to read it now, you're going to read it 5 years from now. The game will be the same. It will work years from now. Whenever you get your mind right, you get your grind right, you should pick up this book. How to make $1 out of 15 cents. $15.com. I'm just going to say next time, partner. I should say here ended the lesson. Next time, partner.